It was a warm summer morning on list. Nothing that could have betrayed the On's expectation of the day was around. No warning, no alert, nothing. As if it simply exists. The Onnik people called it, Metadon, the harvest star. It wasn't known how large Metadon was when it first appeared, but its current modern dimension, which is currently determined as its largest, is 18.7 kilometers wide, 40 kilometers tall, and hovers 10 kilometers off the surface. You couldn't just see Metadon from the orbit, or from the horizon hundreds of kilometers away, you could see Metadon from one of OnList's moons with your own eyes. That's how large Metadon is. Yet despite its apparent density, it has zero effect on gravity field of OnList, like it wasn't there at all, but it's definitely real as the panic on the surface of OnList. People are obviously terrified of the city-sized monolith that's just floating menacingly. They thought the end time had come, because what else are you supposed to see from that? But after multiple summits, revelations, mass visions, possibly projected by Metadon itself, people eventually accepted Metadon as a deity, and like the very real god it is, Metadon can perform miracles. The first of the Dawn era has arrived, and the ecumenical mandate would soon witness an exponential growth and expansion of the Onnik people on not just their local system, but also distant planets. 4 worlds, Sas List, Mara List, Agardia List, and Agardia Ya, were soon colonized, seemingly not by conventional travel, but by a paracausal teleportation, possibly firmament-based, provided by Metadon itself, long before the Onnik people could even learn of such things. That's not the only gift given by Metadon, however. As a beacon of interstellar network, it lets the voices of all Onnik people to be heard by each other even across distant worlds instantly. With this, the ecumenical mandate could effectively administer all worlds within its grasp as a single cohesive unit. However, with miracle from Metadon being few and inconsistent, the ecumene soon developed their own methods of conventional space travel and administration to make it up, even forming the growing structure of what would eventually become the Onnik Navy. It was fortunate that they did exactly that, because as suddenly as Metadon appeared, it vanished without a trace. Once again, the On was alone. But not for long. Let's take a look at something else. During its long journey, the Union near-light colony ship that would settle on List in the future happened to find a system full of habitable worlds rich in resource. The data it scanned was eventually sent back to the Union, who immediately sent an expedition to colonize these worlds. In 2200 Borea, Dodona, Calvary, and Cornucopia were the farthest colonies from the center of the Union, and soon Golgotha and Oldaway joined them too. Without realizing each other's presence, the On and Union now have a border that's going to go hot. Like many diasporan worlds, Cornucopia was currently suffering a problem called piece of shit nobles. The laborers wanted more rights, the nobles executed several thousands of them, thinking this would make them think twice. The laborers then started learning French and sharpening the guillotine. The first Cornucopian civil war has begun. This was unfortunately common in the many diasporan worlds colonized by Union, as no matter how much the machine mind could teach humanity of its flaws, tyrants, megalomaniac, and dipshits will be born. And Union were simply unable to react to those situations in any reasonable amount of time. Decades, even centuries would pass just for the messages of help to reach Union at the slow speed of light, and with Cornucopia being one of the furthest worlds, help would take quite some time. But it was right besides the On, who were wondering what the hell is going on when refugees started flooding into the system. Something beyond their worlds were clearly happening, and it will spill over if they didn't do something about it. And so the ecumenical mandate did. Its armed forces were gathered up, forming what would become the Outremer, and were sent out of their border towards the Cornucopia system, into Union space. Soon, the On would find themselves facing their old foe, once more.